So I've come down to the London School of Wrestling today with, I'm going to be training with my friend Connor Mills. Basically, look, I'm not the worst technical wrestler, but I'm not a very good one. So I asked Mills if we could come down to the school early and just get a session. Obviously, it's not going to change the world. He's not going to fix like the level I'm at the moment. But I'm hoping he's the only friend I have who has an undefeated MMA record. So I know he knows a few things about grappling and stuff. And I figure at this point in time, if we get to Sunday and Zack puts me in the Shankly Gate, even if James Drake puts me in the Shankly Gate, I will almost definitely tap, because I don't know how to reverse these sorts of things, like I can't explain it to you, I don't know. Basically, just trying to work on the negatives here. Like, me and Mambo already know what we bring, what we're definitely going to be able to, fight off Zack and James with. But in the case that we end up vulnerable, such as me and the Shankly Gate, but basically any submission really. But I haven't even seen in their comeback run lately. I haven't even seen the GYV use. I haven't seen Zack use that submission at all. But on the off chance he brings it back out, maybe for nostalgia, maybe because I've made the mistake of giving away my secrets in this very public documentary. That if he does try it, then hopefully Mills can help me find a way out of it.
So we're down here today at the London School of Wrestling, and I'm going to help my good friend TK work on some submission counters and grappling defense stuff. So I know he's got a match coming up with Grizzled Young Vets, and Zack Gibson especially, known for working the arm and definitely known for the Shankly Gate submission finisher. And funny enough, massive Nigel McGuinness nerd over here, spent a lot of time watching and studying his matches, and it's also the same submission that he used to use. So I actually have seen and studied quite a lot of counters and reversals to it, as well as a few other tricks and things I've got up my sleeve to show TK and hopefully prepare him as best we can for Sunday. Get this leg behind, so I'll push it from over you, like that. Oh, okay. So, then where am I going? Alternatively, you can crawl back. Crawl backwards. Yeah. And then put your right arm around my leg and trip me. Something like that. Go. Yeah. So crawl back through. Yep. Hook round. Drive. Good. Again? Yeah. Do it a few more times. Yeah, please. Back through. Oh fuck. Back through. Right.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, that part. Yeah.
In terms of pressure, I'm going to be an absolute hypocrite, because right now it's easy to say this, but then before the match I probably won't be able to feel my arms because of all the adrenaline. But I firmly sign up to Hugh Jackman and Eddie the Eagle saying focused but not tense. I think that's the best thing you can do. Actually, even at New Wave last night, I was saying to someone, like, it's so crazy that we spend so much time and money and of our bodies chasing this thing we love, and then sometimes you get so nervous you barely even enjoy the day. Obviously you enjoy in the ring, but so right now I'm feeling like we've done everything we can to prepare, and so just got to enjoy it really. And I mean, what's the point in being the best if you're not going to have fun doing it?
So early in the week, went and trained with Mills. Now I'm down here with Mambo New Wave. Mostly just because it's like we've been saying, like it's hard for us to get together and put bits together. Just so basically, we just want to be as ready as possible for Sunday. Again, like it's independent wrestling. We're always wrestling everywhere, but this match is really important to us. So we're trying to make sure that everything is clicking.
Tail end of December, well, tail end of last year, I was a little bit on the shelf after getting a little rocked. I had to put out a couple of shows. I was glad to still wrap the year up at Progress though, but did mean, I don't know, just a little bit of rust, like just trying to figure out what's a sustainable moveset, what the old risk to reward ratio, and also just like getting firing on all cylinders as a team again, because as we all know now, Teak's in London, I'm in Bristol. But yeah, here at this fine school to get things in motion. I think possibly, I don't know enough about other sports, but wrestling really is like unique, I'm pretty sure, in the fact that like fans' support has such a consequential effect on our careers. Like, we owe so much to the fans, like from the first ballroom back, just like the energy that they gave to us, and like not for nothing, also the merch sales like really do like pay our rent. You never know like what people are bringing to the shows, what baggage they're like trying to check at the door and stuff like that. So for everything we say about like titles and streaks and all of that, like honestly, before any match I try to so take a moment and just think like please like put forward the best foot and like put on something that can like help people forget about their problems for a while, or like better still, maybe even like give people like not the courage, but you know what I mean, like a bit of inspiration to like tackle whatever it is they're dealing with like, because oh god knows, like it sounds a bit hack and I don't know if I need to be like, because the fans do that for me, but like sincerely, like their supporters like meant the world to our careers, and we get to like actually live out a childhood dream because of them. So if we can give any of that back, then fucking A.
Because I know what I like in, you know, when I watch wrestling, when I watch sport, what makes me feel something positive, and I hope that, you know, what we bring like resonates with, like, you know, we're not going to be, the fact of the matter is we're just not going to be everyone's favorite team. We're probably like 2 or 3 people's favorite. We're not even my girlfriend's favorite team. So I do think that if what we do resonates with like more than no one, if we can contribute to anybody's bad time positively, you know how Mambo's saying about like baggage and stuff. If you come to wrestling on a down and you leave wrestling on an up, and you use us as the example, I can only think that's like job well done.
In that sense, there's kind of a bit more of a responsibility on you, because like that item is a bit more flattering in the world, especially now that Progress has opened up to like under 16s or whatever it is. Like when you come out and a kid has a sign saying Sunshine Machine, that's like fucking, that's so cool.
It's very sweet.
But it also comes with kind of a responsibility now, like someone has actually trusted you with like their time, their money, so you want to put on the absolute best thing you can do for them. But also like the more we win, the higher we get up there to like hopefully do that, you know, for more people. Because you don't want to like someone's, you know, traveled a long way to see you or whatever and bought your merch and you let them down with a loss.
It's not like I want it to be tribal in any way, but I do hope that like on Sunday when people are deciding what they want to wear for Progress, that they do pick out their Sunshine Machine top, not just because it's like a bright color, not just because it's like very, you know, again I'm going to use that word, effervescent, but because, you know, they've actually chosen to support Sunshine Machine and they want to show it, you know, they want to be seen, but also just like it helps like emotionally, I think, just to feel like we have support. Like we know we have support, you know, enough people have said enough nice things in the past to know we have that to support, but just to like see it and let it be tangible makes it feel so much more like, oh yeah. We like this is like, this really is our house, you know, when you look out in the room and it isn't just a room full of black t-shirts. I think I've made the mistake in the past, I don't know if you have done this, but when we won the Rev Pro tag team titles, I kind of thought like, wow, this is the start of something that's going to change my life. And you're getting caught up in the the euphoria of winning the tag titles the first time. You know, Rev Pro as well, it's like a really big occasion. And then you go home and then you wake up the next day and it's just Monday. And then similarly, when we won the Progress tag team titles, you know, we won the ladder match, the triple threat ladder match, and that was, you know, big highlight of my career so far. And I just thought, yes, you know, this this is the moment. This is something's going to kick off here, and this is going to start like a train of good things happening for us. Not that winning the tag title isn't a good thing, but I just thought it would lead us.
I remember on the bus home you were like, wow, our lives are going to be changed forever.
Yeah, and I've made that mistake multiple times now because again, I woke up the next day and it was just Monday, and I'm not trying to take away from the experience of becoming or being the champion because it was very special.
That's awesome.
But it just didn't really. Maybe that's like the problem with just how professional wrestling works. So you're never satisfied, like to achieve those things, and what we've achieved since, and still not be like, awesome, I'm happy with that. To constantly be looking for the next thing is, I think, maybe the most like toxic trait of professional wrestling that we just can't get away from. I want more, and I do think that that's the difference with this Sunday, and maybe I'm making the mistake again. I don't know, but I feel like that's why wrestling Grizzled Young Veterans is such a big deal for us to measure ourselves on arguably probably one of the best teams on the independent scene right now, and if we do beat them, what does that mean? Because we have been told in no uncertain terms that there are no eyes in this direction.
But yeah, the Grizzled, since they've been let loose, are like clearly a premium team everywhere. They're like having banger matches in Europe, they're having banger matches in America. Eyes are on them all over the world. And obviously this exciting stuff is coming up with Progress. Can't be like too confident about anything with visa situations. But potentially Progress are going to help us open a gateway to North America. Having the validation of beating not even a team like the team, Grizzled Young Veterans, is like a really good bit of momentum, like a badge of honor to be taken over to North America. And I do think, a bit of a hack cliche, but like perception is reality a lot of times. Like if you can come in and people already know that you can like hang and beat Grizzled Young Veterans, then I think it would bring us in like on a higher tier of respect.
Because with the eyes, with the more eyes on you, the more the product or like the brand of Sunshine Machine gets out there, the more I think that we just accrue more fans, and I feel like that is indicative of there was like a Twitter interaction not so long ago where I think what's his name, Bold FTR, was asking like who's the best tag team out there, and then some lovely fan was like, I think the Brett Rest tag teams are the best in the world, and then she said Sunshine Machine, for example. She didn't say it was us, she just used us as the example for who's the best teams around, and bless her for doing that. But Dax jumped on that, and maybe he just didn't have Dynamite tapings, didn't have Collision tapings, that he's just bored and just fishing for interaction. But the fact that he would talk about us, and then Mambo very gracefully tried to respond, which again, like we don't know who's actually looking and who actually wants to get, because we would love the opportunity to wrestle FTR. That's you'd be silly to say, nah, it's not for us. But how do we get there when apparently nobody has any idea what we're doing over here, despite the fact that like BritRest is full of tag teams doing incredible things.
Because so Dax mentioned us. He was like, FTR are the best, not Sunshine Machine, which to me seemed kind of like a playful invite to see if we can get a ball rolling a little bit. Maybe I'm like over optimistic, but it's just so hard to know where you sit on the pecking order or whatever, because one day you're in a ballroom full of like 600 of your best friends cheering your name and you feel like God, and then online you're like, oh man, someone's been nice enough to say our name, and then like Dax bit a bit and we bite back a bit, and then it got like, I don't know, more Twitter likes or whatever than, because I'm not very good online, but it seemed to get a lot. But then to an actual famous millionaire wrestler, is that like just like you wouldn't even notice it? So again, not to look past Grizzled Young Veterans, but because that's I believe in Sunshine Machine. I'll believe in this till our last day on this earth. But it could go either way realistically on Sunday. But if it does go our way, I think that would be a real one more feather in our cap to show the world what we can do, and have it actually be seen.
It just feels very indicative of where we are in the industry, where we have tried for like so long to put more emphasis on not just Sunshine Machine but on tag team wrestling as a whole. Like, we've been so fortunate to fight and represent tag team wrestling as much as we have, that we have managed to get it into the main event X amount of times in progress. Us and the other teams as well, of course.
Yeah, man.
But the amount of times that we've managed to do that, despite like what I would say is just like your general professional wrestling card stigma, where it has to be like the world champion has to go in the main event, where like we have tried so hard to change that story. Where like not just for us as well, for tag team wrestling as a whole in the country, like we really are trying to push like as hard as we can, and I feel like it's very it's telling that we have to commission this documentary ourselves. Whereas like Spike, he's had like how many promos, how many sit down promos has Spike had telling his various stories, and it feels like the onus is always like the lens is always very directed in a particular direction. And I mean, most of the time that's fair enough, because like certain stories are going to take preference over others, but it doesn't mean that like there aren't other stories to tell, and we're trying to do that here.
And I'd like to address, actually, I think a change that everyone knows has happened, but maybe hasn't been said out loud. Like back in the day, maybe tag team titles were like mid-card titles to build up people to then challenge for a singles main event title thing. But these days, being the best tag team is not like a stepping stone to being a world champion, in my eyes anyway. Like the tag team titles mean you are the best in the world at tag team wrestling, which is the best type of professional wrestling. So, I mean, I know this isn't a title match, but just to say, like, it's not like a mid-card thing anymore. It's the best wrestling, it's the best form of wrestling, it's the most exciting, coolest matches every time. So, yeah, I think that shift should be acknowledged, and tag wrestling rules.
Yeah, because I think it's true that we feel like we are one of the best tag teams in the country, maybe in Europe, maybe even independent wrestling. I would be comfortable to argue, but that's not just because we are the best tag team. I would argue we are two of the best wrestlers who just happen to be in a tag team. Like, put us in Strong Style this year, for instance, and you're looking at the final.
We're not getting any younger, and I would like to see the world. We have been really blessed to wrestle. Like, you got to wrestle in Amora, I got to wrestle for the AAA title and stuff. But I want to go places, man. Like, progress with a bit of, I don't want to ruin anything, but with a bit of joy, we all get to America. That'd be fucking cool. So, like, just to go out there and see how it is in North America. I'd like to get to Mexico. We want to get to Japan. And I mean, it's been really fun seeing more of Europe, so I hope to keep that up.
Because I think what I would like to achieve, and maybe it kind of just falls into the same traps of everything that we've been trying to do, or everything I felt we've been trying to do in Sunshine Machine since we come back from the pandemic. We've all trying to leave some sort of lasting impression, some sort of legacy. Well, that's why our goal was to be the longest reigning, why our goal was to be most defending, because we wanted to do something no team had ever done before. So if you want to try and match us, we have set the bar at a certain level. If we can achieve our own stuff and also be ambassadors for tag team wrestling around the country and get more eyes on more teams, I would love that. What is that Coach Carter quote? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, it's that we are powerful beyond belief. And I do think that a lot of times it's been proven that certain entities have tried to shut us down, and and again, our story isn't unique to us. I feel like a lot of wrestling is punching up and just trying to overcome a lot of stuff. You'll see it in so many things, and I hope that maybe what you've seen in the past resonates with you in some way, that you feel that you can tackle your own problems because of what you've seen in the wrestling world. But perhaps come Sunday, when we wrestle again, arguably the best team on the independent scene, the Grizzled Young Veterans, when we win, the doors that could open for us, the matches, it could open the doors for us. The who knows where it may take us in 24, 25. I can't help but think that a year ago, we wrestled Lycos Gym, and we beat them. We Mambo rolled up Lycos and we beat him, and then Kid Lycos had the humility to get on the microphone, and he said, you need to be grateful for the Sunshine Machine. We don't know how much longer they're going to be around, and I feel like he had higher hopes for us, because a year later we're still here. Whether or not that's what he meant, whether he was alluding to something that I'm not aware of, Mambo's not aware of, but a year later, we're still here, but we're still hungry. And we're wrestling, I can't say it enough, arguably the best team in independent wrestling, Grizzled Young Veterans. And if we beat them, when we beat them, maybe Lycos was right. Who knows? Who knows how much longer we'll still be here, because there are teams out there who are fishing for it, and I would love the opportunity to bring them down. Basically, what I'm saying is, make the mistake, challenge us, and come to Sunshine Machine Country, because you'll find out, just like everybody else has. You step across the ring from us, we always leave you looking like fools, because everybody knows.
Sunshine Machine!